Hey guys, Jack Spirko here with another product review. This one from Vevor, and it's a ladder, and it's a really great ladder. It's a 12-foot ladder that is a telescopic ladder. Now, I guess the one negative, if you want to call it that, it's not a step ladder. It doesn't have like a little giant where you can make it into like an A-frame and it can be freestanding. It has to be used against some sort of a structure. But there's a lot of thought that went into this thing. First of all, you can get up 12 foot with it. It's a 12-foot ladder, but yet it compacts down to about 2.5 foot of height. And I mean, I think this would fit in just about anybody's trunk other than maybe one of them stupid cars they call smart cars. So that's really nice that you can take something like this with you. Another thing they did that I really like about it, I really like this. If you look right there on the front, you'll see that both sides have like a rubber component, and it's got a kind of a rounded shape to it right here. You know what that's for? You got to go up a tree. If you lean a regular ladder on a tree, you're getting a round tree and a flat metal surface. And what you have a tremendous propensity then for that ladder to roll around that tree, and a lot of falls and people getting hurt. And when I was a kid, like a teenager, I actually used to work part-time for a Splenda in the state of Pennsylvania doing tree trimming. And I can tell you, it's one of the more dangerous things to do, is to, because there's places you can't get a boom in or whatever, and guys do it. And I've seen nobody ever get really hurt, but some close calls. And that's with somebody holding a ladder. And I recommend someone holding a ladder anyway. Even though I'm fixing to use it, I'm not going to go that high. I'm going to be on a much more stable surface behind you to show how it works. So there's not a lot to this though to understand it. They do have a nice little padded piece right here as well. So if you were carrying it compacted on your shoulder, you've got something to lean it on. I honestly probably would not carry it this way. That's not very comfortable. Anybody that's ever improvised one with a step ladder, you put a piece of foam on one of the rungs and you do it, you know, it's not the greatest in the world. This is fairly light. You can carry it. They do make this in a larger size. They make it in a 16-foot one. That one is significantly heavier, and it works a little different than this one as far as setup and takedown, but it's pretty easy to figure out. I'll just note that if you buy one of the larger ones, it might work a little different than what you're going to see here. So this works pretty easy. It's got a little Velcro tab you pull off, and I want to angle the camera down a second here. All right. So I'm going to turn it around. This side does not have the releases. If you look here, you'll see these guys right here. These little buttons here, you push these and this lets it down. And this is what I'm talking about. The smaller one's different than the bigger one. The bigger one, you can pull them up from the top and they lock. You see this? The top doesn't lock. You have to extend this from the bottom, and then that locks. And then the next one, and so on. And as you can see now, I've got about a 5-foot ladder. I've got about a 6-foot ladder. I've got about a 7-foot ladder. You know, I've got about an 8-foot ladder. And with where I'm going, let's go ahead and put that up one more. Now let's say that you extended it too far. You can notice right here, there's a couple little tabs. You can bring them down one at a time, or you can bring the whole thing down at once in a way that's gonna make you really afraid for your fingers, but you don't need to be. And in just a second, I'll show you how that works. Let's go ahead and just check the stability of this. Basic ladder use. We're gonna get up and maybe clean out some gutters. So again, I do recommend that you have someone hold the ladder. I'm on concrete, I'm on a stable roof, I'm only gonna go up a few feet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that alone. If you're doing anything where you're actually getting high up on the ladder, especially anything approaching anything other than the most stable situation you can, please get someone to help you with this. But again, what I'm doing is not very dangerous. I'm gonna go up, take a look in the gutter, come back down, not talk much up there because you won't hear me with my back to the phone. And it is quite stable. I have no fear up here. I can definitely work. And my gutters, man, my gutters look better than I thought. So I'm gonna come back down. And again, I've got 4 more rungs to go up higher. So this will reach, you know, it won't really reach 12 foot. It's a 12-foot ladder. You need to have enough angle for it to be safe as well. Now let's talk about getting it back down into its configuration. This is actually really cool. There is some form of air hydraulic in here that acts like a brake when you let it go, so it doesn't just slam down. And what's going to happen is the first layer will collapse really slowly, and then the second layer, and it'll just, and it'll cascade. It's really kind of cool. I'll show you that now. Let me angle it down so you can see where the release is. And here we go. And I know y'all are waiting. You're waiting for me to get my fingers caught in this, but it's not going to happen. Watch. Slow, and then it'll just, when that one hits, take the strap, wrap it back around it to keep it together, and there you go. I really, really like this ladder. Like I said, there's some larger ones and you might want to look at those. I think there's actually a smaller one than this. I'll put links to all of them for you in the write-up on it, but this size is sweet. I do have one of the larger ones, the 16 footers. It's much heavier. It operates a little bit differently. You pretty much have to bring them down one at a time, probably because of the weight. I like this one better. This would be, unless you have a reason to need a bigger one, your general everyday use, very portable, go anywhere, great deal on price. And remember, use my links to help support my show and my work. But the other side of it is, if you use my links at my discount code, the already great price, you get another 5% off. Again, link in the video notes below so you can go ahead, check out the write-up and learn more about it and get one of your own if you want to.